Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am in the midst of a American history series, and today I am talking about Sojourner Truth. Sojourner Truth speaks very fondly about her family in her narrative, the narrative of Sojourner Truth. She's not sure of how many brothers and sisters she actually has. Historians believe there may be 10 brothers or sisters, but there's just no way of knowing because they were all sold off at varying times. She was able to know 6 of them while she was during her years of enslavement. One thing that Sojourner Truth points out in her narrative is that despite the belief at the time that enslaved people did not have natural love for their children, was a fallacy. It was a lie, because she talked about how her mother spoke so fondly and lovingly about the children that were taken away from her and sold away. And Sojourner Truth's mother, affectionately called Mama Bett, spoke in great detail and great length about her children that had been sold away. And eventually it was only Isabella, and Sojourner, and her younger brother Peter who remained with the family in the end. At night, Mama Bett would call her children together, Isabella and Peter, and in Dutch, she would talk to them about their brothers and sisters who had been sold away. And she was also a very spiritual woman, and she would talk to her children about how God was their protector. She instructed them to always ask him for help, and she taught them the Lord's Prayer. She told them not to lie and not to steal and to be obedient to their masters. Mama Bett was obedient to her enslavers, and yet she seemed to have an awareness of her condition. She seemed to know that she was the system. There was something unfair about this system. When Charles died in 1806, it was decided that Isabella, Peter, and their mother, Mama Bett, would be auctioned off. Ultimately, only Isabella and Peter were auctioned off. The family decided to keep Mama Bett because they needed her to be a companion to her husband, James. They needed her to take care of him, be his companion. He was too old and sickly to be of any value. So instead of him being a burden to the family, they decided to keep his wife. They decided not to sell his wife so that she could be his caretaker. So they allowed Mama Bett and James, Sojourner Truth's parents, to continue to live in that dark, dank, disgusting cellar as they sold off the last 2 of their children, Peter and Isabella. After Isabella and Peter are sold off, James and Mama Bett live on for some years. Sojourner Truth is not sure as to how many years, but she was able to visit them 3 or 4 times before Mama Bett passed away. She passed away first, and that left James all alone. And so he was very sickly. He was just about blind. And so he just kind of went from place to place, is where he could find some kind of hospitality. And he dies alone. Sojourner Truth is still celebrated today is because of her larger than life persona at the time and her witty personality. I think that she made a lot of friends, and she was a very attention grabbing speaker.